I can say that she's authentic. That's the word that comes to mind, is she's really authentic. She also happens to be brilliant. And she's, I think, she's very sociable. She's acceptable to people and accessible.
I would like to say that I learned more about the law from Judge Streett than I did in law school, and that she's made a very important mark on my life. Expect Judge Streett to make you a better writer and to make sure that you defend everything that you write down and provide support for it.
When you look at her family and you look at where she came from, you can understand clearly why she's had the career and why she's been committed in the way she has. I mean, her parents displayed a kind of tenacity to work for rights for African Americans. So when you grow up in that kind of environment, you learn how to take on challenges. You know, you're not a cream puff. You know, your parents are out there on the front line. You're sitting in front of Shirley Chisholm. You couldn't get more fiery than having Shirley Chisholm as a role model.
I would say that my mother is committed and dedicated to the people of Wilmington and the people of Delaware. Throughout my childhood, I would wake up in the morning and go downstairs, and on the dining room table, it was covered with legal pads and legal books. And my mother had been up half the night working on cases. And she is committed to the community and to the people that she served as an attorney, as the city solicitor, as the register of wills, and as a judge.
So Judge Streett mentored me in my legal career, but she also mentors in my personal life. And you know, whenever there was a question about anything that came up, I could ask her, and she'd tell me what she thought, and I value that.
Two things that make my mother connect with people so well are her sense of humor, as well as her opinion. And I can testify, as her daughter, she likes to share her opinion. And I think most people in this room would agree with that. Whether you ask for her advice or not, she's gonna let you know what she thinks. So I think that most people appreciate that and know that her advice comes from a place of love and a place of support.
I think she would be most appropriate for this award for her lifetime of public service and her 22 years on the court. And she's viewed for her integrity and her honesty.
She's so real. I mean, what you see is what you get, which in the best sense of that word, that phrase.
Delaware was very lucky to have had Judge Streett play a public role in Delaware for the past 20-some years, and to be a judge for the past 12 years.
She opened doors by being the first. There's a legacy at Cornell. There's legacy in New York in the in the district attorney's office in Brooklyn. There's a legacy here in Wilmington, the city solicitor's office, and et cetera, and the courts. And she opened doors and broke barriers.
I've loved the way she's raised her daughter. I mean, I've watched her concern for to see that she grows up to be a strong young woman, intelligent in so many ways. And for me, I think it expresses her concern again for all children, young people.
As Judge Streett has climbed the legal ladder, she's reached back her hand to ensure that other women and other women of color came up with her. She's worked to ensure she's not the last to hold this position and to hold every position throughout her life.